What I'm about to tell you, very, very few people know. I'm talking about vibe marketing, and as I'm not the only person that will talk about vibe marketing, there's some other guys that, for example, Greg Eisenberg is one that has used this term. It's pretty much go-to market strategies, but it's a different name. It's vibe marketing because we are leveraging AI to its full extent, to its full capability by replicating your own decision making process, your own strategy, and deploying that at scale to do as you would, but with 1,000 times the output, with a, a thousandth of the cost that you would have to incur if you were to do those things. Not only a timely cost, but also money cost. This is pretty cheap. So I have this automation here, but before I break it down on what this does, um, it's actually pretty simple. This writes emails. I got this automation from this fella called Nick Arrive. A lot of you know him, and I'm pretty sure it's going to pop up as soon as I see first guy. Nick Arrive has come up with this automation right here. The only thing I did was understand this automation to its full capability. I think even more so than Nick has himself. I'm sure if he tried, he would he would build something better potentially, just because this guy he's a killer. But um, yeah, this is it. So pretty much I took it from him and made it into different versions. So right now we're using this system to get leads for a marketing agency. Um, this one right here, I can't really show them. They charge at least $35,000 per job. So this is something that we've been using to get people interested in their jobs that are actually qualified. One of the best ways to get people to buy your stuff out there is messaging them. And if you're selling something high ticket, cold email is probably one of your best bets, as long as you're either, an online sort of consultant, or you have an online service, software, and yeah, so cold email is one of the best channels that you can leverage to get people to see your offer, which in turn will make it to where you book meetings and get the opportunity to sell on them. That's why they're called opportunities. So this is an opportunity generation automation. It's what it is. So right here, we're just literally, so I take a very manual approach, and that's why this falls under vibe marketing, because for example, I have a list. So I have a presentation here. I have a list. So you're going to research your ICP. You're going to ask yourself, who's my ideal client profile? Who is that person? Where are they? And how can I find them? Typically, Apollo. So you would just go to Apollo, scrape a list. Apollo costs a lot of money, so ideally you can, just get an Apollo, exportapollo.com or Appify to get over the paywall from Apollo to scrape those lists without having to pay hundreds or thousands of dollars for that data. So essentially, you're going to make a search on Apollo itself. You're going to identify, okay, well, this is the person I want to reach out to. This is the pool of people that I can reach out to that could be interested in what I have to sell, right? And that's okay. You may say, oh, it's spamming. Yes, it's spamming, but the idea behind this of leveraging intelligence is so that it is more relevant than ever, more relevant on a personal level and more relevant on a solution level, so that you resonate with people and that is less spam, right? It is like this now because not that many people take this approach to reaching out to their prospects. A lot of what I see and that I personally do not enjoy getting is non personalized messages. And it can work, but intelligence at scale, something that you would do, could work much better. It's not so much about volume, anymore. It's about the quality and resonance and the humanity behind your message. Okay. So we're going to research those people. We're going to see, oh, okay, these are the people that we can reach out to. That's the first step. Now, the second step, and that's where it gets interesting, and that's where you start making changes to this automation, is the strategy behind the contact, the strategy behind how you're going to get in front of these people, how the angle that you're going to reach out to them as from the angle from an angle could be a personal angle, could be a title angle, could be, for example, on the title. Oh, I see you're the sales manager at Boom. It has a little bit of personability to it, but also um, on the title, right? So that's the angle right there. But it could be many things. Could be a location angle, could be a problem angle, a problem focused angle, just on that first part of that email that you're using to get people to actually open the email and see the rest of the email where they will see the offer. The offer is important, but we're going to get there. First is the angle. How is your strategy built to make people open the email and uh, put down their guards and listen to what you have to say? What goes with that is the message, how literally what you are writing to these people. First, what angle? So, more from a strategic standpoint. Now, the actual message. What is it? The target goes back to the research, uh, who you're reaching out to, the target, and how you resonate with them. So that's the strategy behind the first contact. You have to think about all these things and the way that you make the changes on the system to make sure you check all of these boxes are literally changing the prompt or changing the business intelligence that you get from those people. I'll get there in a sec. Maybe I should do it now, actually. Let's do it now. So, on on strategizing here, I'm gonna get a little bit technical here. So this is a Google Sheet node or module. I'm gonna call it module. This Google Sheet module is the Google Sheet that we're going to run. So right now I'm running this I'm actively actually right now running this list right here. It's just not showing you, but it's running in the background. Okay, so this is a list of construction companies that we're reaching out to. So we have this list. We are visiting their website. If they will have a website every time. If they don't, then it falls right here, but they always do. So we visit their website. We get an HTTP request where we get all of the HTML from the website. And if that doesn't work, then we use Brave Search API. Sorry, I'm looking that way. I'm waiting for somebody to come to my house right now. But um, this if module is if there is an error blocking us from understanding all of the data that is on that website, we will then use Brave Search API, a search app API thing that allows you to sort of Perplexity or ChatGPT that can go into websites. Same thing. So if it fails to, if they have a blocker from this sort of scrapers or this sort of HTTP request, then we use this as a substitute. But here in these first two OpenAI modules, we're essentially getting business intelligence from their website that we can then leverage to actually resonate with these people in with a nice mixture of, I understand you and this is what I do. So these two modules are supposed to generate a summarized version of their website and some important things from their website. For example, what they call, what is the word that they use to define people that buy from them. Okay, that's an important piece of information that we can use that you typically don't get in regular lists of, Apollo that you scrape. So understanding who their client is crucial. It's very important. Okay. So literally what they call someone who buys from them in their industry. Their city, we typically have this on the list, their offer. If you understand their offer, you can resonate much better. So these are all different information that we can use to resonate with these people to the max, right? If I'm doing this process myself of reaching out to people through email, I'm gonna research them and I'm gonna look for certain things, what they sell, who they sell to. I need to know about their lingo. I need to know about them. I can sell to marketing agencies. I can sell to SaaS founders because I understand the industry itself. Now, if I can take my decision making to reaching out to these people to make an educated message, to make an educated, resonant message, then I can just second bring myself into this and get the exact information I would be looking for myself. Okay, so yeah, those are just some things that you're getting when it comes to the business intelligence. Now, let's go back to the presentation and see what else there is to do. So now we're going to write the copy. You're going to go to a Google Doc and write copy, okay? And you're going to templatize all of your copy, okay? This is all of the copy, but remember that business intelligence data, what they call their clients, what their offer is, what they offer again. See, this is in harmony with this. The whole message is in harmony. Client lingo, what they sell, what they sell. That is part of the strategy. That is part of how our angle is built for this particular campaign. Okay. Um, I made some changes to this copy. This is not the final version of the copy, but you get what I'm saying. I just, put a date. This is the date. This is who I'm reaching out to. This is what I'm calling this. So kind of like a military operation. The operation is, I don't know how to pronounce that. Tibetan Bowl resonance. Tibetan Bowl resonance. This is what I'm calling this operation. This is what I'm calling this test. And I'm going to test this. Typically, 2,000 people, 3,000 people. I'm going to send all these messages, get a few leads from it. And by the way, just a quick little ad. We can run this exact system for you for 2,000 leads. There should be a couple of free leads on that, and it costs you nothing just so you can get started. All you need is a cold email infrastructure to make sure that you can send out emails, 2,000, 3,000 emails to those people. There should be a few free leads. So I'm going to work with you and develop a sort of a strategy, and we can go from there. So I went ahead and built this campaign, built this project, built this outreach project, and I am vibe marketing my way into launching this. This is for Omnibot. Omnibot is my business, my company, whatever you want to call it. So, and this, by the way, going back to the ad, is a real case study if you're interested. So, yeah, this is the offer right here. I would just take this and generate copy, that exact copy. So I just copy that, put it into here. This is the prompt. If you're interested also, I can share this exact system with you and you can run it yourself. Good luck. It's quite hard sometimes. That's why I am here to help. So, um, I don't want to make this overly salesy, but genuinely, if you need help, then you might as well get help. Or if you're wanting to sell this also, you can get this automation and try your luck selling it. I don't really mind it. So yeah, I'm just gonna go ahead, take all of that copy and put it into here. And in the copy, I have these variables here. That's the intelligence data. Okay. And then I run it. And also, I have a Google Slides presentation here that is basically a vector store database for the AI that is writing the copy to refer to understand who we are and what not to do, what not to say. So freely language like boost, skyrocket, all those things, I do not want it to say that. And this is who we are. This isn't JSON because AI understands JSON better. Simplified data works much better for everybody. So this is it. This is an introduction to vibe marketing. So we write the copy, and then from there, we're really kind of ready. Um, this is what the process would look like if I were to work with somebody. Um, and if you want, you can do this. You will be directed to a type form where you can get started on your free list that I can run for you on this exact system and generate you some leads for free and see where we can go from there. So, yeah, thank you for watching, and until next time.